So hello, viewers and subscriber. Welcome once again the my continuation of the new screencast. So last screencast I already talked about the concept and theories about the different types of angular forms, and I mean the template driven forms and then reactive form or model driven forms, and possibilities, the how can you integrate those type of form into the your applications. This was the, and also I also discuss about the different types of data binding, the one-way data binding or two-way data binding concept, and also the geo functionalities. How can you build different geometries and then all things together. And that's why in the just follow the previous screencast and you get the theoretical background, pros and concept, and then I start to, and now I started the real developments. So if you saw here the top pages, I start the application at the moment. So let's say stop the application and rerun. So this is the partial implementation at the moment that I have. I have to be continue the complete developments, and when I did, then I will share with you. But until today, I did what I did. Just I try to share with you the continuation of the developments, because as I said, this is the really one of the enterprise level applications, and you need to be think about it on how it's done, how is the implementation day by day. I will share with you. So now application is started, and you see the top page. When the application is started, it will be the top page look like that way. So you see the our maps, different maps. This one is the activated in default by default. I will show you in the development code, and you see the different plot informations, and then so the your building informations and floor information and address informations. And then you see that the name, the left, and the left top left button, you see the mouse over pointer. I don't know, it's click event function is not implemented yet, but I will show you in the later section of the video. So if I go there, here, so you see the part of the register address informations, and this is the cumulative information. If I go there, then there is a see the mouse information, the address ID, and then this is the really the rough development at the moment, but I am continuing the further developments that I share with you the later. So you see the buildings, and then here the plot informations, the register plot informations, and then it has buildings information, the register building informations, and then maybe there's a floor informations. That's the necessary floor informations. So then you have the start page, and then now we have the individual address registration actions. That means the CRUD operation. You see the input parameters is here, necessary inputs. So you have a CRUD operation, you have a new, and then you have at the top level, you can got it here like the list of existing addresses, and then you can select it and do it. This part still I am continuing the developments, but you still saw the how I mean here. So this is the only for the layout. I mean the how we can use the different templates like template driven form or reactive driven form or model driven form. That's the use cases how I build it here. So here is see the map interaction. Also here you can see the selection list, and you can build also the respective polygons, and then even though line string, that's the part is already done, and then even though you can put it like points, what you need it to different cases, and also the circle, you can build it from the circle, and also you have the zoom functionality, zoom in functionalities. I will show you detail in the development. So here the address registration forms, and here the address user user registration forms. You see the user all input address ID, first name, last name, and then full name, and their email address, phone numbers, and then username and passwords. So this is the form at the moment, and all the other forms are reactive or model driven form is implemented. And the later screencast I will show you how the validation has to be run with the reactive form or model driven forms. This will become later, but today I will discuss you about all the types of forms and how the geo functionality is implemented with the different geometries. So here the address role is still not implemented. There's this page, and you see the address. You plot registration actions means the CRUD operations, the plot information, plot ID, plot address ID, and then blah blah blah. You see some deviation is changed. I need to check it in HTML page or even doing the CSS files. So there is a buttons, like you can load it from the coordinate points from the maps, but this is the part is still not implemented. This is the center coordinate points automatically when you click here, then it's coming the maps, and then automatically click on one of the points and it automatically fill the center points, and then this forms. And this is the building information. They're exactly the same. The building has own informations. It's easy to see the building ID, and so on, the total floor number, ground floor number, and then so on. Exactly the same thing. This information you can load it from the maps. And floor informations, same things here. You can load it from here, and then unit informations, and then this is still not the implemented unit registration actions is not implemented. So here is our modifications, and this is one of the most important part. You need to get it properly. So what I try to do here, so I make the geo functionalities. Then every time when you need those functionalities, like you need to be properly register into your addresses. Like you have a polygon, like you can draw the polygons, and then you store the polygons. Like let's say I try to store these buildings, the object, and this is one of the address located, and then when you finish it, then it's automatically store you see that the snapping information is here. So that means you store the object geometry into in visual in the maps, and bidirectionally you store the coordinates points here to load the coordinates from here and set it here. And when your loading is done, you have here the selections, and then address types, then temporary, permanent, summer, winter, and office, and then here the road type. You can say the primary, secondary, tertiary, and autobahn, highways, and those things is information, and to see the coordinate and save it this information, this record into this object into the database. That's the idea for the CRUD operation. So you can set it, even though you can reset the complete forms and the cancel, even though you can cancel these forms. The idea would look like it here. You have a list of the records, this is top level, and then you select, then you can edit it, this one, and even though save it, and if you select it and delete it. But this is the part I need to be continued the further developments for the when I did it, I will share with you. So now, okay, you have get the idea what I means. So this is the top page when it comes on this top page, and it has individual interactions. But this is the interactions is controlled by the content management system, because we need to divide these components based on the user. Maybe one user is allowed only see this address information, or he can do the CRUD operations. Other user is allowed to only do the plots, and other user maybe only see the geomap portals. Only these maps can be visualized by someone, but other part he cannot see it. But this is all things has to be maintained by the content management system or user management systems. That's when I completed, I will show you how you can integrate those features into the your component management system. Even though it's as I said in the last screencast, I already described how can you support the multi-language support in your applications. You see the